Today I'm going to tell you about why to-do lists just don't work, so stay tuned. Founder of 365 Plus, and today's all about the death of the to-do list. No, okay, I'm being dramatic. I'm not talking about the death of the to-do list. I love to-do lists, but let me tell you why they don't work. The reality is the positives about to-do lists is that it gets everything out of your brain down onto paper. That's great because we don't want everything like scurrying around in our brain, taking up time and energy, like making us stress about it, making us think about it. Like we want to get it down on paper. So that's the great thing. That's the positive of to-do lists. The other positive is that we love that like reward of checking things off, that little check. It makes us feel amazing. Like tell me, like, you know you've done this, gone and added something to your to-do list just so you can check it off. Like everyone's done it. You're not alone. We all love it. So there's some positives about to-do lists, but let me tell you why they don't work and why they don't work alone. You can have a to-do list for both of those reasons. But the reality is with to-do lists is it's just this big unprioritized list of stuff. And you need to really think back and ask yourself a couple of questions. First of all, like, does the things on your to-do list actually helping you achieve your goals? Because you shouldn't be doing stuff if it's not aligned with your goals. Of course, there's like some of the daily monotony we need to do, but it should be still aligned with our goals and our vision for our life in some way, shape, or form. If there's things on there that aren't aligned with your goals, you got to get rid of them. You've got to get rid of them because there's just too many times we just put things on a to-do list. We just say yes, we just add things on and we make this giant list. And like all of a sudden we're doing all these things that we don't even want to do. And so that's the first thing and why to-do lists don't work, because there's no filter. A to-do list is like a brain dump of everything we need to do, and there's no filter in place to say, should I really be doing this? Is it really aligned with my goals? Is it getting me closer to achieving everything I want in life? This is the first thing. The second thing that's really a struggle with to-do lists is they're not in any kind of priority order. You know, we always, with everything we do, we have to look at, is it urgent? Is it important? Is it actually something that needs to be done today, or can it be done in 3 weeks' time? And to-do lists don't really do that. They're not typically written in a priority list. They're usually just a laundry list of everything you have to do. And you look at this long list and you feel really overwhelmed because you're like, I've got all these things to do. But it's like, what do you really have to do today? What are the things you must do today? Because that really starts to change things. Because when you start to do things in a very intentional order and you're very clear about what your priorities are, what's urgent, what's important, that's when you start making real traction, because you start getting that really important stuff done. Because trust me, if you have a day where you check all these things off your to-do list, but they're not actually the urgent, important things that you needed to get done, and you're still stressed about those things and you're thinking about, oh gosh, I didn't do this and I didn't do this, like all of that joy of ticking off is pretty quickly faded if you don't take care of the big things that you need to be taking care of first. And then the third thing around to-do lists and why they just don't work is that there's no real deadlines. There's no real, like, I'm going to have it done by this date. I'm going to have it done by this time. There's no putting it into your planner and making sure you actually get it done. So it's so important that you actually, when you're putting down the things that you need to do, you need to make sure that they're really things you need to do. You need to make sure you prioritize them, and you need to make sure you give them deadlines and you actually schedule it. Because if you don't do those things, it's not going to happen. So what I could definitely recommend for all of you is to check out my daily planner if you haven't already. I'll pop the link below so you can download it. And there's also a video that walks you through exactly how to use it. But that's one of the big reasons that I created my daily planner, is not just for fun. Like, I created it for me to use because I was a to-do list addict. Like, I love to-do lists. And then it really kind of got me to a place where I was like, I've got these really long to-do lists. I'm not checking it all off. I feel horrible that I'm not checking it all off. And sometimes I'm checking things off, but they're not the right things. Like, this planner is what helped me get focused. It's what helped me get organized. It's what helped me prioritize. It's what helped me make sure that exactly what I'm doing lines up with my goals. So definitely check it out. There's a cheat sheet, there's a video, there's all sorts of cool things you can grab. But the other thing I would love for you to do, and I'll also chuck a little link here for you to download, is I have a really basic, simple not to-do list, because this is something that people overlook all of the time. We're so big on to-do lists, but what about the not to-do lists? What about the things that you should be saying no to that you're actually saying yes to? What about the habits that you have that are not adding any value in your life? So take some time out, and instead of today writing a to-do list, write a not to-do list. What are the things that you're not going to do today? Because if you don't do those things, they're going to keep you more focused. They're going to give you more time back. They're going to make sure you have more energy. They're going to make sure that you stand up to the people that you should be pushing back to and saying no to. So make sure you do your not to-do list. And I would absolutely encourage you to give my daily planner a go. I love it. I personally created it for myself to use, and I only started sharing it when so many of my friends were like, hey, what are you using? That's really cool. Where can I buy it? Where can I grab it? I'm like, you know that I just made this. You guys can just have it. So that's why I've made it live for all of you to grab a hold of so that you can use it just like I do every day. So enjoy and live vivaciously.